Good? All good? If I could, I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. Miranda, roll call.
Feldman.
Here.
Hodel. Holzhauser.
Here.
Humbles. Tyra.
Here.
Wagenbach.
Here.
Wisdom.
I'd like everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The board will now move on to public participation portion of the meeting. Is there anyone who wishes to address the board? If so, please raise your hand. All right, seeing none. This concludes the public participation portion of the meeting. The board will now move on to the reorganization of the board. The official results of the April 1st board meeting election are included in the packet. I'd like to announce that the newly elected and re-elected board members are Tom Feldman, Mick Hall, Yusuf Boujarang, and Nick Yem. Congratulations to each of you. At this time, I'd like to ask the newly elected board members to please come and take your respective seats at the board table. Thank you, Bill. At this time, I'd like to ask all the board members to recite the oath of office. You may now recite the oath of office in unison. It is in your board packet, and I would ask you please rise to do so.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Stand up. Stand up.
Sorry, Tim.
Come on now. You want to start it off? Are we ready?
Yep.
I, solemnly swear, or faithfully discharge the duties of the office of member of the Board of Education of Dunlap in accordance with the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and the laws of the State of Illinois, to the best of my ability. I further swear that I shall respect taxpayers, I shall serve the faithful and effective school district assets.
I shall encourage and respect the free expression of
Opinion of my fellow board members and others who seek here before the board, while respecting the privacy of students and employees.
I shall
recognize that a board member has no legal authority
as an individual, and that decisions are made only by a majority vote on public board meeting. I shall abide by the majority decisions of the board while retaining the right to seek changes to such decisions through ethical and constructive channels.
as part of the Board of Education.
I shall accept the responsibility for my role in the equitable and quality education of every student in the school district. I shall foster ordinances of participation in the community, provide outcomes, and set the course for the Dunlap school district. I shall assist in the environment, ensure all students have the opportunity to maximum attendance and organization frameworks. I shall strive to ensure assessment, achievement, and conditions affecting education students and classes. I shall serve as education's key advocate, giving students more opportunities that make those decisions on my budget. I shall strive to be the district superintendent, lead students,
That was beautiful. Since there is no further business to come before this board, I'd like to ask for a motion to adjourn signed act.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. I'd like to call the meeting to order and ask that roll call be called. Miranda, roll call, please.
Boucheron.
Here.
Feldman.
Here.
Hall.
Here.
Holzhauser.
Here.
Tyra.
Here.
Wagenbach.
Here.
Yeah.
Here.
I'd like to take a moment to inform the newly elected board members that you're required to comply with the Abused and Neglected Child Reporting Act as stated in Board Policy 2:20. Please see Miranda at the end of the meeting to sign the acknowledgement of mandated reporter status form for the district's records. Since there is currently no board president or secretary, we need to appoint a president pro tem and secretary pro tem until the new officers are elected. I would like to suggest that I be appointed as the president pro tem and Miranda Bowald as the secretary pro tem. Is there any discussion? Can I have a motion to appoint the president pro tem and secretary pro tem?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Motion carries. Majority rules. Before we begin the nomination of officers, I'd like to go over the process. Anyone can make a nomination, including self-nominations. A second is not required. Once all nominations for an office are complete, a show of hands will be taken in the order of which the nominations were received. A majority of those present is required for the motion to pass. As soon as a nominee receives the majority of the votes, that nominee will be declared as elected to that office. Once elected, the new board president will immediately preside over the meeting as the board proceeds to elect the vice president and secretary. Each office is for a 2-year term. Are there any questions before we open the floor to nominations? Hearing none, nominations are now in order for the office of president to serve a 2-year term. Are there any nominations?
I nominate Tom Feldman.
Are there any other nominations for the office of president? Hearing no other nominations, the nominations for the president are now closed. No additional nominations may be made without a majority vote. Those nominated for the office of president are Tom Feldman. Is there any discussion regarding the nomination for the office of president, or would any other nominee like to make a statement? Obviously, being no other nominees, there's no statement to be made. All those in favor as Tom Feldman serving as board president, please raise your hand. Very good. Motion carries. By a majority vote of the board, I declare that Tom Feldman has been elected as office of president. Mr. Feldman will now resume the board meeting and the election of the remaining officers. Mr. Feldman, floor is yours.
Thank you.
Top of page 5.
Got it. Nominations are now in order for the office of vice president to serve a 2-year term. Are there any nominations? I'd like to nominate Andrew Tyrett to serve as vice president. Are there any other nominations? Hearing no other nominations, the nominations for the office of vice president are now closed. No additional nominations may be made without a majority vote. Andrew Tyra has been nominated to serve as the vice president. Is there any discussion regarding Andrew's nomination of vice president? Or would the nominee like to make a statement?
No, thank you. I'd be honored.
All those in favor of Andrew Tyra serving as vice president, please raise your hand. Okay, motion carried. Flying right through this. Nominations are now in order for the office of board secretary to serve a 2-year term. Are there any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Nick Hall to serve as secretary.
Are there any other nominations for the office of secretary? Hearing no other nominations, the nominations for the office of secretary are now closed. No additional nominations may be made without a majority vote. McCall has been nominated for the office of secretary. Is there any discussion about McCall being the secretary? I didn't ask if he'd like to make a statement.
No.
All those in favor of Mick Hall serving as secretary, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Now I'm on to adjournment.
Yes, sir.
Director. Before we move to adjournment, I would like to give the new members that just got seated the opportunity to say something if they'd like. Start with you, Nick, on the end.
Yeah. I just want to thank all the voters of the district for the opportunity to serve. I'm looking forward to serving with this wonderful board, and hopefully we can do some wonderful things. Thanks, everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone. I was going to say my name is Yusuf, but obviously, I just want to say, first, I want to thank God for the opportunity to be able to serve in this position. I want to thank my parents, my family, my wife. A lot of people might know Adam Katoum. He's sitting in the back right now. He's a sophomore in high school, but probably the best political person you can have out there. He advocates well and might be our future president of the United States. Who knows? I want to give him a big round of applause for everything he's done. And I'm looking forward to representing the Dunlap School Board. My whole goal was to, represent the students, the teachers, the administration, and throughout my whole campaign, that's what I was planning on doing. And I want to stick by that. I never made any promises that I don't believe I can hold on to. I'm looking forward to getting feedback from everyone. We're all a team together, and we want to look out for the students, and I'm looking forward to that. One of my friends that recently passed away on Saturday, Nicholas Southey, his favorite team was the Philadelphia Eagles, and so I wanted to wear this tie to kind of represent him for a big moment like this, because I know he would be here today if he could be. But I just want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you.
Nick?
First, I want to just say I look forward to serving with all of you on the board. I did have a couple of things that I wanted to share. I'd like to thank all of those who participated in this year's election. Whether or not you voted for me, I'm glad you took the time to let your voice be heard. School board elections tend to have low voter turnout, but in this election, the number of votes cast increased by 18.5% over our previous election. This year's election was not held during spring break like it was in 2023, something I think that we as a board need to consider as we're setting schedules in the future. This year's vote total, by the way, was the highest in the history of Dunlap School Board elections. I do want to compliment my friend Tom Feldman on securing the highest number of votes ever cast for a candidate in the district, so congratulations, Tom, to you for that. To be clear, in my opinion, your votes sent a message that the days of mean-spirited, ugly, misleading attack mailers are behind us. It didn't work. In fact, I believe this year's mailer helped me get elected. This election showed that political operatives from Florida no longer control who's on the school board. I think that there are organizations out there and people who supported ones like the Sunshine PAC and the Dunlap Citizens for Fiscal Responsibility who have hidden behind those fake names. And I hope that someone finds out exactly who those folks are and asks them to come to the meetings and watch how the board works, which I think they're going to find that it works well. This is not a place for terrible politics. This is a good place to live. Other than that, I want to thank my family, and I look forward to serving the students and the incredible teachers in our district and all of the other stakeholders for the next 4 years.
Okay, with that, thanks everyone for coming, and can I have a motion to adjourn?
Nothing to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, meeting is adjourned at 6:15. Thank you.